We got started a couple of minutes late, so I'm going to let them both have a couple minutes each to do a closing statement, why we should vote for you, and there you go, 2 minutes. And let's start with Taraka.
I really love this party. And I love this party for two big reasons that I've hinted at, but I really want to underline. The first is that democracy in America is really jaundiced. It's really limited. It's superficial, right? We vote every couple of years for people that we've only seen on TV, and that's it. We go home, maybe argue about it on Facebook. But here in this party is one of those rare spaces in our society that allows people to engage and have power in society on a deeper level. Those things that can be so bruising or so tedious, as I'm sure a lot of people felt at last night's Central Committee meeting, or if you've ever been to any Central Committee meeting, that work, that slow work of democracy, where we're deciding where we're going to be on a decision by the Irvine City Council about housing, when we're deciding about which candidate from a whole range of candidates we're going to support, when we're deciding what our position is going to be on a ballot measure, or we're deciding what's going to be in our platform. What we're actually doing is debating and fighting out what it means to be a Democrat. Because when ordinary voters go to the polling place and they vote for people, there's no way to really look into the soul of candidates. Remember, I voted for I can't, how am I even blanking on his name? No. John Edwards, thank you. So I voted for John Edwards. I certainly hadn't looked into his soul and knew what he was all about as a human being. I based it on the millions of dollars of consultant work that gets done to train people to look like what you want to see out of them as candidates, right? But what is the piece of information that people have when they go to the polling place that's the most meaningful? It's what party somebody's in. It's what party is supporting that candidate. That's the best way to predict how someone will vote in Congress or the legislature, better than race, better than gender, better than where someone's from. But for a voter to be able to count that when they go and vote for someone with a D next to their name, that means that they're pro-environment, it means they're pro-teacher, it means they're against school privatization, it means they're going to stand up for people of color, it means they're going to say no to police violence, it means those things. But we're the ones that do the work and have the fights and have the arguments, right? That actually puts content in that makes it true that that's what it means to be a Democrat. So everything I've done as a volunteer for decades has been to build and defend that space. And I defend it from friends of mine on the left who come in and are like, you're all just a bunch of corrupt jerks, burn it all down. I defend it from the elected officials who think they know better than us all the time and want to devote themselves their own party committees, right? And I defend it from people, activists, who third party us all the time and talk about those damn Democrats. And I'm like, you're a Democrat. We're all Democrats. We're Democrats. We're the party. I am the we are the party candidate. I'm not going to get elected and solve every problem. I'm not going to get elected and overnight change the really broken way that campaigns and politics is funded. I'm going to get elected and I'm going to work my ass off to support the work you are already doing to build your party and your community, to help you get better at it, to help you get more effective at it, to help you find other friends that are doing it in other parts of the state, and frankly, other parts of the country. I'll be your organizer in chief. Thank you very much.
So you went 4 minutes.
Uh-oh.
I said 2.
Okay, my bad.
It's like there are a bunch of politicians up here. All right, Kimberly, you get 4 minutes.
Okay. I'll do it in 2. I first of all want to thank everybody for being with us in conversation and community this evening. Thank you to Annie for your amazing organization of tonight. To all of the hosts and co-organizers, thank you as well. It has been my great honor to be here tonight. I think it's really, really important that we first and foremost understand the critical time that the California Democratic Party finds itself in. We are reeling still, in many respects, from the election in 2016 that really fractured the party. We are coming off historic wins in 2018 that were stitched together by an incredible collaboration between and amongst our broader community. We are preparing to try to take back the White House in 2020. And we have a party that has a brand and reputation party here in this state. So it's really important that we be very clear about the challenge ahead. Really clear in understanding what this party needs right now is a turnaround executive, is someone who can come in, help us deal with the very real financial and legal challenges we will be facing, steady the ship, help us weather the storm, and get to calmer waters on the other side of 2020. I think it's really important that we also understand what the role of the chair of this party is. The role of the party chair is threefold. Number one, they raise money to support the operational and programmatic budget of the party. Number two, they are the official spokesperson of all California Democrats. For all intents and purposes, they are the face, the soul, and the spirit of this party that will go on TV and talk to the media about our collective values as Democrats. And finally, the chair of the California Democratic Party is the cheerleader in chief. They are the person that goes up and down the state to rally our troops around our candidates and our initiatives and our values as Democrats. So when we understand the critical times that we are in and the role of the chair, I hope that you will agree with me that what we need right now is someone who has a proven track record of doing just that, someone who is ready to step in to move this party forward, to be an example for the rest of the country to follow. This is also very much about expanding the electorate. It's about bringing in disillusioned voters. For the first time ever in California's history, last time, no party preference, decline to state, and independent registration outpaced Democratic registration. First time ever, and that is a national trend. This is about having a chair who doesn't just energize, but inspires people to action, inspires people to become a member of this party, to get out and vote. And so I am looking forward to being that person, to being that chair on behalf of each and every one of you. This is an opportunity for us as a party to not just talk our talk, but to walk our walk. It's about creating a 21st century Democratic Party that has substance, that doesn't just talk about broad value statements, but is a party that really talks about advancing progressive policy. It's about building a party of style, meaning we're willing to roll up our sleeves and meet people where they're at. And it's about building a party of solidarity, understanding that these days and times call for us to move beyond our individual silos and to stand shoulder to shoulder on behalf of every community. I look forward to being that chair. I look forward to being in communication and in community with each and every one of you. And thank you again. I am grateful for this opportunity to be with you tonight.